I figured that was main plot and therefore unimportant compared to getting into
exactly. No, Nodal's right. So, yeah, Tarin, that's while you are busying yourself with rebranding and constructing and recrewing the ship. That's what happens. The princess, the young, what was her name? Naimu is killed in the bazaar, and you're not called to action on this, but Eldove and Zook and Khalil were all called to action to go out into the desert and investigate, and they chased these sandcloaks out to this old tomb. That happened yesterday. Today, you and Balin are busy getting the ship in order. So we're going to start with Orphan.
Okay. I'm just going to deduct 20 GP to hire all these sailors, or 40 because I was paying double.
Oh, speaking of deducting GP, we paid money out of our freaking identify costs, and I paid that, and you need to pay me back.
Well, we'll deal with that later, because we went back in time a little bit. But quick question, though.
That was adventuring related.
Did you guys divvy up the take from the tomb amongst yourselves, or did you add it to the ship's treasure?
There was no gold remaining. We had a 150 GP loss, which I ate.
But yeah, but you took that dragon's hoard, which it was mostly copper,
but we divvied up no, that all got eaten up.
Okay.
It was only came up to like 300 GP altogether.
Okay.
1 second, let me go out to Google Drive.
All right,
there were a couple things that I tossed into the shared group.
Gonna go over to Orphan. We'll start there. Orphan.
Okay.
You too, of course, you hear the sad news of the princess, and you are aware that some of your allies are going out to investigate, but you've decided to stay behind because you just got this really bad portent from this fortune teller. Some really bad juju. In fact, let me go ahead and get Kiska in here. We're not on the ship at the moment. I don't like Immiger. I just don't. I feel like I gotta click 30 times to make anything happen in this stupid program.
Immiger's gonna be the last boss of this campaign.
It is. It's gonna be a 40-hit dice website that you have to fight. There we go.
Just for everyone looking at the party loot, I bolted everything that I tossed into the party loot after the last campaign.
Okay.
Including
we got the blue wormling corpse.
Oh yeah, we're gonna sell that bitch.
Yeah, they dragged it back.
Nice.
I figure worst comes to worst, we can chop the head off, sell it to some inn.
Yeah, I mean, you know, Warwin Axe went for a pretty penny, so I figure a blue wormling ought to fetch some coin.
Hell yeah.
Orphan, you were doing your people watching, or whatever it is you do in Kiska. Unless Tarin is with you, which I seriously doubt, because he's really busy with the ship right now. But I'll leave that up to you.
I haven't asked him to join me.
Okay.
No, Tarin's busy.
You're walking through the craftsman's ward when an old man catches your eye, and he recognizes you. He's wearing a purple cloak with the hood down. He's got this cue ball head just wreathed with graying hair. This old Kiskan gentleman. And he recognizes you, and he waves you down, and he says, "Miss, a word, please."
Alright. I point me.
And you recognize the cloak he's wearing as the shrouds of the ancient and exalted members of Eretsu.
Okay. Nice. So I'll approach him.
And he does. He approaches you a little bit frantically, actually. He says, "I'm so glad we finally crossed paths. We have great trouble, and I believe you are the one to solve it."
What's the trouble?
Says, there was an evening recently before the vote of no confidence for the Jarl. Our order has come under catastrophe. There was a night at our tavern. There was a great chant went up, and you chanted loudest of us all. I remember you were there. And he says, ever since that night, a curse has befallen us, and every decision the order has made has come to ruin. And we need you to set things right. If you would come with me, please, please. And he kind of grabs your arm and starts dragging you off towards the tavern.
All right, I'll go with him, but I'll pull my arm away, and just ask him to explain as we go along.
Okay, and he explains that they, even though you're not a member, because you showed your devotion that night with this your loud and boisterous chant, you drowned everyone else out. So much was the passion that you had for our ancient and exalted order. And he explains there is a magic and secret ritual that the Order uses to attend to its business. And that ever since the night of the chant, ever since the night when you were there, they've come under a curse. Every decision they have made has brought the Order to ruin. They have lost great holdings in real estate outside of the Keyskin walls. They backed the wrong man for Jal. They ordered a new kind of drink for the tavern that showed up sour. And he just lists off just this laundry list of complaints that has been going wrong. All these changes that have been made to the operations of the Order, and most of them has been disastrous.
Should we allow tieflings?
Well, I'll agree to help, but I'm kind of wary of where it's going, so I'm very firm on the fact that I had nothing to do with whatever curses happened. This was not my presence. I did not curse you.
And he says, no.
I'll be happy to put it right again. But...
Of course not. We know it was not your fault. There can be no question about that. We've talked it over, and it is unanimous that we know that it was not your decision to curse us. We know that much at least. And before you know it, the tavern stands before you.
Okay.
And you enter inside.
Curses, he's being really old at you. Are you going to infernal rebuke him?
Well, he hasn't done him any harm yet.
And you go inside, and you see the door that leads down to the basement, the one that you kind of rigged up to fly open repeatedly that night when you and Zook were here. And he takes you downstairs.
Okay.
You go down into this kind of circular chamber. All of the walls, I explained to Zook a couple sessions ago, they're all covered in tapestries. The floor itself has this purple velvet carpet to it. There's this gigantic table, and you see men wearing these purple robes, not like formally, not like creepily, not like satanic ritual kind of thing. They're just wearing them kind of leisurely. Most of them have their hoods down, but they're seated all around this table. And they look at you with friendship as you enter. You see in their eyes, oh, this is a great relief as you walk down the stairs. And on the far side of the room, man has on the table in front of him, the only item on the table is a black rectangular square of cloth. It seems that they've got something folded over it. And the man who brought you here motions with his hand that you should go back there.
All right. So let's see. The black cloth is on the table.
It's sitting on the table on the far side of the room. You'd have to go into the room. We had to go down the stairs and walk around the table. The man sitting at the head of the table has the cloth in front of him.
Okay.
Well, not the head of the table. It's circular, but whatever.
I think before I sit down, I'm gonna roll an insight check on the guy who has been leading me here to see if I can trust him, if he's not like leading me into a trap here.
Okay. Yeah. Go ahead and roll an insight.
Okay. All right. So that's a 3.
That is a 3. He seems trustworthy enough, but he's also part of the ancient and exalted order of Eretsu, but you also kind of know those guys to be charlatans, so you're really not sure what to think.
I don't, actually, because I never went down in this basement before. So I don't know all the stuff about them that Zook did, because he never told me what the ritual was about. He just...
No, but you were there in the tavern that night, and they were kind of acting weird and silly.
Yeah.
So... I mean, you know the rumors about these guys. You spent some time looking into them, but you've heard all these conflicting rumors. You really don't know what to make of this guy.
Okay, well, I'll go and sit down at the far end of the table.
Well, there's not a seat for you. All the seats are taken.
Okay.
But you can go stand next to the guy at the black rectangle.
Yeah, so I go to the far end of the room, and I appear at the black rectangle.
And when you do, the man reaches down and takes 2 corners of it and folds it open. And what's sitting on the table is a rather large bone saw. And that would be a really good time for you to roll initiative.
Okay.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh, all my dice just disappeared.
Oh, here, we can... That's a load of the new map. So we get to... I gotta get your little standee again, I guess.
Nick,
Does the bone saw seem to be ready?
You did add 5 hit points for going up a level, right, Nick?
Yeah, I did.
He always rolls. Nick rolls because he's a real man.
That's why he has 3
Yeah, they're there at the bottom of my character sheet.
That's why I was suggesting he add the 5. Okay.
Yes, he's our glass cannon monk.
I'm up to my full hit points of 19 right now.
Oh my God.
Nick has replaced the Chic Mini with this little standee here, which I'll show everybody. This is the artwork that he had done of his character.
Wait a sec. Genuinely 19? Like really?
Yes.
No, not even kidding. That's my hit points.
I have
At
twice
level-
that many hit points.
I have
at level,
twice
at
that
level
many.
5, I have 19 hit points.
I have twice that money and I'm a sorcerer.
So, yeah, Nick, about that initiative, yo.
Yeah, 7. I rolled it.
7, you beat them. So, he opens up, this guy here, you see they're all seated around the table. One of the men is sitting, the one that brought you in is down at the bottom of the stairs. The last one is standing at the top of the stairs, and just as he opens up and shows you this bone saw sitting on this table, this giant piece of just metal with jagged teeth that's meant to saw through bone, you hear the door at the top of the stairs close and latch. And you have an action.
Okay. I'll take the saw for one thing.
Try to grab at the saw?
Grab the saw, yeah.
Okay, and do what with it?
And step back to the edge of the room.
Okay. Did you say or do anything, or is that it?
Yeah, and I'll say, what is this? What's going on?
The man who you took the saw from hops out of the chair. And he's approaching you cautiously because now you're wielding this giant, scary-looking saw. This is not a weapon. This is very clearly a tool.
Mm-hmm.
And he's approaching cautiously with his hands out in front. And he says, "Listen, you must understand. We know it was not your intention to lay a curse upon us. It is the infernal tether that you have to the underworld." And he motions to your tail. And he says, "If we but remove that, we lift the curse on us all." And he moves
That
towards
seems
you.
reasonable.
And they all move towards you. They all hop out of their chairs and start moving your way.
Us, one of us.
And you have an action.
So,
Alright, let's see here.
There are 12 of these men in all.
Yeah. I'm not gonna fight them all. But I am gonna run. I'm gonna bolt for the door. So I've got a move speed of 40 right now.
Okay.
About how far can I make it?
You can make it right there because you can't. This guy here will be blocking your path. You have to go up onto his square to get up the stairs.
Okay. Let me look at my monk powers for a second here.
Tiefling too, because I mean these guys are pretty menacing. You can hellish rebuke them.
They haven't hit me yet.
They have, yeah. If they damage you, he can't hellish rebuke,
Yeah.
but
Does it say physical damage?
You have to
because
take
maybe
damage.
they're causing mental anguish.
it is pretty anguishing. Yes, it's pretty grotesque.
Let's see.
Nodal, this is where the term rules lawyer comes from.
Yeah.
And the whole time you hear them talking about, well, you know, we've made the decision. You could join us after this operation is complete, and this is a great day for you, etc., etc.
Destil, I like to think that I only interpret the rules in the most awesome way.
He's not a rules lawyer. He's a rules stuntman.
All right. I'm going to try to grapple with this guy on the stairs,
Okay.
just to kind of like pull him off and out of the way. So what should I roll for that? Just a standard attack roll?
I believe it's going to be an athletics roll, actually.
Okay.
So it's going to be strength athletics, and you got to beat a 9 because he rolled a fucking 9.
Is it strength or athletics or?
Well, athletics is a strength check. Athletics is a strength skill. I think it's the only strength skill, actually.
Yeah, I'm just asking because I have a 3 to strength rolls and a 1 to athletics.
And you.
All right, so I get a 10.
You've got him grappled. You can move him. His speed is 0, and you can move him where you want him.
All right, so I'm going to move him. I pull on him and I yank him behind me.
Okay, you grab him off the stairs. Drop him on the floor behind you. Do you maintain the grapple?
No, it's more like a throw.
Okay. And is that it for you?
Unless I have any more movement, in which case I'll take the rest of it to move up the stairs.
Okay, to move away from this guy here, though, you have to... You can't... He gets an opportunity attack, so you're engaged with him now.
Oh, okay. So like a throw isn't a thing I can do.
I mean, you've engaged him in melee. So now if you try to move
okay.
away from him, he gets an opportunity attack. Go ahead and move, you're just going to eat that attack.
Yeah, that seems reasonable.
Okay. As you try to move, he tries to grab onto you. So now you have to roll either athletics or acrobatics, whichever you have that's higher, and be the 10.
Oh, well, I got a 6 in acrobatics.
Well, your acrobatics is pretty good then. And you backflip up the stairs. So, the guy you throw him behind, and he tries to grab you as you escape from him, but no, you just handspring up to the stairs here.
I like the unnecessary backhand springing.
Alright, so how far up the stairs can I make it?
Probably about there. Because you said your movement was 40, right?
Right.
Technically, you can only make it to the second stair, then.
Okay, that's fine.
Because you were standing all the way back behind the wall.
Gotcha.
And
that's...
this one's going to try to grab you. So go ahead and make the acrobatics beat a 15.
That won't do it. That's
Okay.
12.
So, and
11.
so yeah, he gets his arms around you. You try to dive away from him again, but he gets you in this bear hug, pulls you down the stairs, and he sets you right in between his waiting minions. Did you just break my stairs?
What?
Look what you did! Look what you did!
I totally did.
Oh, they're magical floating stairs now.
Well,
How
let's
long
just
did it take you to set those stairs up?
like a minute and a half. It was real easy, but I didn't want to see them all broken like this. Now I'm sad. Go through all this trouble to run this great D&D game for you guys, and all you do is mess it up.
Break it over and over.
So he still got you grappled.
Okay.
And the other two guys that are standing here reach in and grab you as well, and they start dragging you backwards towards the table. So it is your action.
Alright, but they still haven't actually hit me, so Nodal's gonna be disappointed again.
No, nobody's damaged you. They're not moving to attack you. They want to get you onto this table. And looking at the table now, you see where some of them have laid out leather straps.
Oh,
I feel like if you hellish rebuke these guys, you're gonna kill them.
I know. I'm gonna have to try. Yeah, I'm gonna try to have to non-lethal damage here. Let's see.
Hell knows nothing of non-lethal.
Nodal, what are you doing?
I'm stealing stairs.
Oh my
I'm
God.
making my own staircase.
So yeah, Nick, to break out of this grapple, you need either athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
Or you can attack from the grapple. You're not being restrained. You can attack from this grapple if you want. If you knock out the guy who's grappling you, that will also free you from the grapple.
Alright, I'll go for that then.
Alright.
Okay. So yeah, I'll make an attack roll on the guy who's grappling me.
His AC is 10. That's not gonna do it, Nick.
The patented
No.
Orphan 1.
Nick, you gotta roll. All right, this is literally the lowest AC thing you fought
I know,
the entire
I
campaign.
know.
Okay,
And I've got I've got a plus
We're
6
gonna
to my
lose
thing.
Orphan to blood loss, and it's gonna be hilarious.
so
Yeah.
you've had just about enough of this old bald guy, and you try to free an arm just to pummel him in the face, but he's got you in this bear hug, and he seems stronger than you thought at first glance. And the three of them managed to push you back onto the table.
Well, hang on. So I do no wait. I do get an extra attack. So because I am 5th level now.
Oh. Okay. Yeah, that's right. You got extra attack, not the bonus attack. So yeah, go ahead and try
that
again.
Maybe another one. Yeah. No, that's actually that'll do it.
That'll do it. Go ahead and roll damage.
Okay. This is going to try to be non-lethal though.
Okay.
Just for the record. Let's see. Where's the d4s? There they are. Alright, that's a 5.
5 damage.
Yeah, 5 damage.
Okay. So he's got your arms bound pretty tight. You stop moving your arms, and you pick your legs up off the ground and shove forward with them. and you blast him back against this back wall here, and he collapses to the floor in a heap.
Okay. Can I move now, or was that just an attack action for that round?
That was your attack action. Yes, you can move.
Alright, I'm gonna continue moving up the stairs.
Okay.
Possibly provoking an opportunity here.
So yeah, and you blast this guy back a wall, and you hear gasps and surprise go up from the men in the chamber. She's getting away! Go, quick, after her! What are you doing? As you start fiddling with the door, these two men race up the stairs after you. And the one in the lead tries to grab you again. This time you gotta beat Nate.
Okay.
These guys are not particularly impressive, no.
It's too bad we don't have anyone in the party who could, like, pick locks or something.
Alright, that'll be Nate.
So he's trying to grab you, but you definitely move out of the way. And he can't get it. He gets a handful of cloak here and part of the tail there, but he doesn't actually get a good hold on you. The door is closed, and it's barred, and you heard the latch.
Okay.
That is your action.
Oh, okay. So I call out. I'm prepared to help you with whatever curse you think you're under, but I won't suffer the loss of my tail. This is a ridiculous, barbaric superstition, and you have no conception of what you're talking about.
What is your action?
My action is to radiant action.
Okay.
If anyone tries to grapple me again, I'm going to push them down the stairs.
They're stealing my stair tiles, Nick. Okay. And he does try to grapple you, so
Right.
go ahead and attack him.
Yep.
That'll
Alright,
hit.
So I open hand strike, push this guy.
Okay, roll the damage.
Okay. That's another 5.
So you shove this jabroni in front of you, and he goes rolling down the stairs. This man here just jukes to the side. He collapses at the base of the stairs in a heap. And he moves up, and he yells out, "A little help here, gentlemen!" And you need to beat a 10. He's going to try to grab you, while all of these guys are racing towards the stairs.
Alright, that'll do it.
So you're basically... These guys are trying to get a hold on you, but you're like a stick of hot butter, and you just will not let yourself be grabbed.
Yep.
At this point, looking down, you see some of the men are pulling cudgels out from beneath their cloaks. And the man in front of you does likewise. And he says, "We didn't want to have to do this the violent way." Your action.
I say to him, "You were going to strap me down to a table and cut off my tail. How did you think this was not going to get violent?" I'm going to start kicking at the door.
Start kicking at the door? Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not, he didn't lock it with a key. It's just latched. All you'd have to do is undo the latch.
Oh, okay. Well, I'll undo the latch then.
Okay.
So I rolled a 9 to undo. I rolled a 9 to undo the latch.
What?
Yeah.
You only needed a 1, so yeah, you got the latch.
Yeah.
So that's a 6 and not a 9.
And you throw the door open.
All right. And then I just leave.
Opportunity attack. This guy does get to hit you once before you try to bail out.
Whatever.
Oh, he rolls a 1. That was awesome.
All right.
So he takes a wild swing at you, wild overhead swing, and you just...
I'll just slap him in the chest with my tail as I turn around.
I was gonna say you parry it with the bone saw, but that's fine too.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get out the door, and with your movement, you're able to get out to the street. Where do you go from there?
From there, I'm gonna go to where's Khalil work for? The Hall of Justice or whatever.
Let me get the Kiska map back out here, and I can answer that question for you.
Inside the Hall of Justice.
Yes.
Meanwhile,
that's literally what I was thinking of.
Lucas is really unsettling. Like, if you zoom way in on his face, it looks like his eyes are a mask.
So don't do that. Okay, so...
What is he hiding?
The guardhouse where the wall walkers are stationed is here, in Low Heartwork.
Okay. All right. So I'll go directly to there.
And no, you're not pursued out into the street. Once you are clear of the door, I mean, now you're like running frantically through the craftsman's ward, holding this giant bone saw. So Tarin, do we have Tarin?
Is Destil around?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. Did you get your crewmen settled?
Yeah, I have them on the sheet. I subtracted the gold to hire them.
As you're going about hiring the crewmen, you're approached by a familiar grinning face of Hespu Bone Eater, the man who, with the Kopesh, who faced Arik in the arena.
Wait. What's his name?
Hespu Bone Eater.
Hespu Bone Eater. Got
Yes.
it. Okay.
He was a gladiator.
And he approaches you, Tarin, with his big grin on his face and his Kopesh at the side, and he's wearing his familiar leather studded with bits of bone. And he sees you, and he greets you jovially. Says, I hear you're taking on a crew.
Yeah, we're a adventuring ship.
Says, it would do me honor to join your crew, my friend. And he looks at the ship and how you're rebranding it Adric's honor. Says, our dwarven friend taught me much before his demise.
Oh yes, I remember your fight with him. Hey Balin, how many Marines have we hired so far?
0. You were not going to hire any.
Yeah, I think we could probably have space for another Marine aboard the ship. You get 2 gold as a signing bonus, and you get 1.25 share, 1.25 shares of any loot.
1.25.
He doesn't know what 1.25 means, but he hears the word loot and he brightens even more. Says, mostly I would just look to experience the world as Arik did. And he looks back at Kiska and he says, someday I will come back and stand at the top of the arena. But I am not a slave, I am a free man.
Excellent.
So I will become stronger out in the world and serve you well.
And you're a priest of Baal, are you not?
He is not. No, Hespu is not a priest.
Oh, I thought he was. Huh.
No, he gave glory to Baal.
Okay.
He's a follower of Baal, but he is not a priest.
Follower of Baal. Okay.
So yeah, Hespu counts as a Marine. He is considerably stronger than your standard Marine. He is definitely tougher than Swint or Balin.
Okay.
But he will take the same pay, and he is on the vessel. And you're going to hire an alchemist, yes?
Yes, I would like to hire an alchemist and build a full-on alchemy lab in the. I'm gonna retrofit. I sent you the email. I'm gonna retrofit the brig.
I'm going to, you're not able to hire a Kieskin alchemist because they make excellent money here in Kiska. They have no reason to travel abroad, but there is an alchemist in town from Dunfoss, and I'll let you name him and come up with a backstory or whatever. But, and he'll book passage aboard the ship and serve you with, use his alchemy talents to serve you in exchange for passage across the ocean.
Okay. Do I have to pay the 1 gold per day for him, or is the passage covering that?
No, he says he'll provide his services in exchange for passage. Excellent. So he won't be in your employ, and if you don't take him to Dunfoss eventually, he might get a little irritated at you.
What are you gonna do, swim?
So, the last thing you asked for is a priest of a sea god. And you are approached by one.
I was going to say, speaking of people dying in the ocean.
How do you spell Hespu, by the way?
Hespu, H-E-S-P-U.
Okay.
Don't worry, he's not sure either.
Just like it sounds.
So you are approached by a priest of a sea god, and I'll just let you guys take it from there.
So you are approached by a relatively looking individual. He's sort of he's oddly buff for a priest type figure. He has
Hello.
Cut out there, McDohl.
Oh, yeah, I didn't hear most of what you said.
Shit. Sorry.
You might have to finagle your mumble settings a little bit.
I've been finagling my mumble settings.
Oh.
Alright.
Some people just have to use push to talk. I think Nodal is.
No, I actually swapped.
Oh, okay.
Your game may be too high, so just speak loudly.
I'm just going to talk. I'm just going to put the microphone in my mouth.
Get it down your throat.
Yeah,
That'll be fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you sound so close now.
All right, I'll start from the beginning again. You're approached by a relatively tall but well-armored individual. Looks sort of weird for a priest. He has long red hair, very dirty. Obviously doesn't maintain his hair. Unshaven, unclean face. He looks like he's been too long on the sea. He's a little rough around the edges. Very uncharacteristic for a typical priest. So that is the person that is approaching you.
And
my name's.
you have heard, Arik, you've heard that this particular ship, while at sea not long ago, dispatched a nest of Sahagwin and returned a very prominent magical weapon back to the mermaid priest tribe who lost it. So you were relatively predisposed to like this particular ship.
Cool. That makes things a little easier.
And they're looking to hire a priest.
Yes, my name's Tarin. I'm the Tarin Kazmaier. I am the captain of Adric's Honor, and we lost our priests in a. It's a bit of a long story. Basically, there was a necromancer who threw a coup and killed the priest they had aboard. So I'm looking for someone else to reconsecrate the shrine and lead these sailors in worship.
Oh, that's. So what terrible news! I'm sorry to hear that. But I will absolutely give my services to you. I will help consecrate the shrine and do what I can for your ship. I've heard of your adventures, and it is. I would feel honored to be part of this crew and of this ship.
Someone's mic is getting a little rowdy.
Yeah, Nich, do you have some sort of background noise, or?
No, I don't think that's me.
Brick, is that you?
Oh, it's either Nick or Brick.
Well, it's gone now.
Yeah, it's gone now. And I kind of give Balin a weird look when someone says they'd be honored to be on my ship, but I shrug. Lead him on board, bring him to... what god do you serve? I'm not exactly from this world. Several of us aren't, so neither was the god to whom this shrine was originally dedicated. We were looking for preferably someone local.
Well, the god I serve is Osprem, right?
Osprem, yes.
Osprem, yes.
And this is not a god that you're familiar with, Tarin.
Okay. Well, that doesn't surprise me. I'm not trained in religion, and I'm not from this world.
Do you tell Arik the name of the god that the current shrine is dedicated to?
Yes.
Do you actually remember the name of that god?
No, I don't have it in my notes. Let me look. Actually, I might have it in my notes.
Oh, you actually take notes. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Wait, does Arik remember the name of the god that the previous shrine was dedicated to?
Well, that's what I'm going to see if Arik actually knows it. But it'll require a pretty hefty religion check, because it's not a god that's recognized in this world.
No, I don't have it written down.
Okay. Well, the captain tells you that the previous crew of the ship, when it was still a pirate vessel, was Quesalis. And I'll let you make a religion check, DC 20, to recognize Quesalis.
Okay.
First roll of the game. Don't embarrass yourself.
Tap R to shuffle if you want.
Yeah, tap R a few times and just drop the die.
This is where
You also
Priest
kind of
reveals
throw it
he's not
and it-
trained in religion.
Nope.
Wait, no?
You said
How do you have a +0 to religion? You're a level 4 cleric. How do you have no points in religion? Oh my goodness, this will be fun. No, you don't know shit about Quesalis.
Oh
That
my
was
god, I
very
was
deliberate.
joking. I was joking.
we've been over this. This was very deliberate.
That's funny. Oh, but Nodal, you'll be glad to know that Arik is armed with a trident, so now we have somebody in the group who could have used that magical trident you gave away.
Oh, son of a...
Like I care, it wasn't my trident.
So what is the settlement as far as Arik's payment?
The priest was being offered the same as the first mate, 2 shares.
Okay.
All right.
And I did make Balin the actual first mate.
Okay, so Balin's been promoted to first mate, and Swent, you made lead marine, as I recall.
Yes.
What about Fred? Is Fred given an official
all 3
task?
of our Marines. Actually, 2 at this point.
Well, yeah, but you had written that you
Fred...
didn't want to hire any more Marines because you figured the PCs...
Yeah, I just thought when we're out adventuring, like, we probably need a few... Fred, he's just special.
He's just there?
He's under the special officers, just like the player characters on my list right now.
Okay.
Most of my notes at this point are occupied by ship upkeep.
Zook, you're not here, Zook.
I don't know where I am.
You're off in the friggin' tomb right now.
Oh, this is happening while
right now you're getting your shit whipped in by a chitin, so why don't you chill?
Fine.
Orphan, you are denied entrance to the guardhouse when you get there. You are not allowed in to see Null Zahur in person. But you are able to... They offer to relay a message if you like.
I basically just came here because I thought it was like it was the only police way station I know. Can I get in at all? I don't need to see like the main guy. I just want to talk to a...
Alright, you can talk to one of the wall walkers guarding the entrance.
Yeah, okay.
So what do you tell them?
So I hold up the saw and said, I would like to report an assault.
Like they look at each other, then look back at you and wait for you to go on with your story.
And I explained to them how I was coerced into the tavern of the Ancient and Exalted Order of Herhitsu, where they made to strap me down on a table and mutilate me.
These are very serious allegations. Have you any evidence?
I showed them the saw again. This was what they planned to do it with.
They look at each other again and says it's a item you could purchase at any stall in the bazaar. It's not exactly evidence of a grievous assault carried out by one of Kiska's oldest guilds.
Well, I say, if you'll accompany me to their tavern, I think that the strap should still be there.
They exchange glances again. It's alright, we'll send a man out there to meet you.
Thank you. And I'll go back to
You're going back to the tavern?
Yeah,
Right.
I'm pissed at these guys. I have no reason to assume that they won't like send a dude out.
No, and by the time you arrive...
No, I'm not going back inside the tavern. I'm going back outside to wait for the guy who's...
No, right, and he's actually waiting for you. By the time you cross the town and get there, they've traveled word along the wall and sent a man out, probably from this guardhouse here. It's come meet you in front of the tavern. And he immediately knows that you're the person that he was asked to meet, because you're the only person in town with a tail. Are you still carrying this bone saw?
Sure.
Okay. He meets you, says, you're the one claiming the guild assaulted you?
Yes, that's me.
Very well. Any motions to the door? This is after you.
Alright, so I'll go inside.
And you enter with this wall walker, and several of the men who accosted you down in the basement are now sitting in the tavern proper, drinking ale. Some of them look up and then very sheepishly go return to their drinks. One of the men, the man who originally escorted you down the stairs, meets you, the both of you in the doorway. Says, welcome! What can I do for one of Kiska's finest today? And the soldier...
I turned to the soldier and said, him. He's the one who brought me in here.
The soldier looks at the brother of the Ancient and Exalted Order of Herhitsu. Says, this woman says that you dragged her down here and we're going to strap her to a table and mutilate her. Is this true? And the brother... I wouldn't dare! I wouldn't think of any such thing! And he's joined by all of the brothers in the tavern. The cacophony goes up. What? These allegations are tremendous! Etc., etc. They are denying all of your claims.
Alright, I point to the door and said, there, it was down there, through that door.
And the soldier regards the door for a moment, and then he looks back at the brothers, and he looks back at you. It says, nobody's allowed down those stairs except for brothers of the order, am I correct? And all of the brothers, of course, agree. Oh, yeah, we'd never allow her. She's a woman and a tiefling besides. We'd never allow her down in our inner sanctum. That's preposterous.
Well, that's where the physical evidence that you wanted is kept. So you can either go look at it or you can't.
And the wall walker, you know what? I want to make a charisma check on that.
Okay.
We'll see. Make a persuasion check. Because you're asking this guy to break a long-standing tradition in Kiska.
Alright, that's a 7.
That's a 7?
Yeah.
And you tell them, well, go down the stairs, that's where the physical evidence is. And the brother's like, well, no, we can't have that. And the soldier says, I agree. He says, without further evidence, it would not be right to break this tradition. And he looks back at the congregation of brothers and says, I'm very sorry to disturb you, gentlemen. He says, miss, would you like me to escort you out? If you don't feel safe among these men?
I say, I say, no, I'll see my own way out.
And the soldier leaves.
And I wait for it. Alright, and once as soon as the soldier is gone, I'm going to glare at the guys in the room, and I say something loud in Infernal.
None of them meet your gaze. They all avert their
good day
gaze.
To you, sirs, but they don't know what I'm saying.
You say good day to you in Infernal?
Yeah.
Okay.
I said good day.
And before I leave, I want to make them think that you are under a curse now.
Okay. Roll another persuasion. Yeah, they well and
17.
truly think they're cursed. So, and like I said, none of them meet your gaze as you glare at them. They all look. They become very interested in their drinks in front of them, and nobody stands in your way when you go to leave.
All right, I toss the bone saw down on the floor and I storm back out. I'm going to the ship now.
And they chase after you. Miss, you dropped your bone saw. No, I mean, you leave the bone saw there, which is probably good because it wouldn't work as a weapon anyway.
Yeah. What do I want with the bone saw?
Tarin.
Well,
so
I guess Arvin could use it, but he's probably got one.
He's already got one. Yeah, he's fine. One last order of business then. There was the note of what to do with Traeger. Did Tarin take off again? I see he's laying down on the job here.
Sorry about that. I keep hitting mute because I'm finishing this pizza. Yeah, I was waiting for Orphan to be free. Like, in character, I've been waiting for a chance to talk to Orphan about Tager.
Okay, well, Orphan returns to the ship, and she seems pretty upset about something.
I see Tarin say, Captain.
Everything alright?
How soon can we leave the city?
Well, I'm not really sure where we're going yet, but once everyone gets back from their little expedition out in the desert, I don't see anything keeping us here.
I have some ideas about where we might go.
We have an alchemist who's booked passage to Umberth. I think Eldove might be interested to go back, and I'm just, at this point, looking for adventure.
Alright, so I say, well, come see me when you have time. I have some maps that I'd like to show you.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, let's go talk in my office. We'll bring him into the captain's quarters.
Okay.
I've also been meaning to ask you, do you have any ideas what we should be doing with Tager? Because I'm happy to keep him aboard the ship as a guest. I'm also happy to take some of my personal gold and set him up here in the city or somewhere else that you think he might be comfortable, but I don't know him as well as you do.
Oh, I had a suggestion about that, and it involves what I was going to say. We'll get to that.
Okay. Well, we'll sit down in my office, I'll offer him a bottle of wine.
I'll decline the wine.
Tarin will pour a tall glass for himself, sit down, and make himself comfortable.
Alright, so I unroll the maps on the table.
Okay.
I say, here, I was told that there is a settlement. There's a great farm out here, run by a family known as the Udax. I'd like to go visit them, and I think that they might welcome Traeger aboard with his expertise in farming. Certainly, he knows something.
Here, let me get the terrible world map out and show you where.
Okay.
Orphan
We put him out on a farm somewhere. he was getting old.
Everybody laughed at my terrible world map that I made. It's awful.
I think that's pretty good.
So, The Udok's farm would be in Inner Romneus, somewhere up here. So it is not all along the shore anywhere.
I think that's about all they told me. It was.
Yeah, you just know the location. You know it's along one of the major rivers that leads out into the ocean, but it's deeper in Romneus. You would not be sailing to this farm.
Yeah, I'd like to go here. I think that I'd like to talk to the Udoks myself, and I think that it might be a good place to leave Traeger.
Well, I mean, I can bring the ship, I guess, to the mouth of the river, and we can take a longboat up it. It's probably going to be harder than honestly marching or getting a caravan. This is mostly desert, right?
Oh, it's entirely desert. There's very little.
The only thing that's going to be...
The further inland you go, the less green it gets.
I mean, I would guess there's probably some agriculture along the floodplains of the river, but other than that, it'll just be sand. I can't sail the ship through sand. Orphan, I wish I could. That would be amazing. But
just so Arik is from a settlement down in this region here, somewhere. This is where I've decided the gods of Greyhawk are observed, down on like the border of stone and water. And you came over to Kiska to try as like a missionary. You tried to convert people to your goddess, and it didn't go well because it's a friggin' desert. So
it's a friggin' desert, and I'm not great at that.
Right.
Right.
But Orphan wants to go somewhere way up in Romneus to this large plantation owned by the Udoks.
March or longboat or however we have to get there. I'm tired of the city.
Sled.
That's not so bad. I mean, aside from the slaves and the political. Yeah, okay, it's pretty bad. You're right. Yeah, I mean, like I said, we could either take a longboat up the river or just, moor ourselves somewhere out of there. We'll see what happens when the others get back. I'm not opposed to it.
All right, then. Thank you.
The main problem, how long does it look like it'll actually take to make it up the inland from there if I were to moor the ship at the mouth of the river?
A couple weeks. I mean, you're going pretty deep up into Romneus. And
okay.
You're not familiar with the territory. You have a map now. Not a great map because I haven't drawn it in yet, but...
Are we talking weeks or months in terms of overland?
Probably a week there and a week back.
Not too bad.
And that would be out probably from either direction, going overland with a caravan or taking, mooring your ship out at sea and taking a boat up would probably be about the same time. But you're not exactly sure what all hardships you would face.
Yeah. What was your name, McDohl? What was your character's name?
Arik.
Ark?
Arik.
A-E-R-I-C?
A-R-I-K. But yeah.
Arik, okay.
Whatever works.
Just one letter off from magic.
Swap him right in.
And
this Arik is less likely to get himself killed in a pit.
We don't know that yet.
And just so we're clear, Destil, you are keeping Fila as your concubine, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
I don't think Tarin would say
What?
that if you were to ask. But...
Oh yeah, the captain has a concubine.
Okay then.
Yeah.
But he's too damn oblivious to know that's what's happening.
She has to know common before I can leave her off somewhere.
It's the next day when Eldove and Zook return to the ship, having come back from their grand adventure out into the desert.
I have a question before then, though. Since I've made it my duty to be the cleric for the ship, the priest.
Mm-hmm.
What? Obviously, I go into the shrine and I realize, hey, not the right god. Right?
No, not the right god at all.
Can I just start putting that religious stuff away and start making it towards my own god?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I
missionary.
explicitly told you that I would be interested in doing that since this god's from a different dimension.
I was
Just
doing
swap
that
it right
all day.
in.
Tarin has funds already set aside for that, so...
Cool.
Yeah, you actually have a bunch of workers who will show up on the ship and follow your direction for that.
Sweet.
I'm excited to work with a crew that doesn't hate me.
And I did. Yeah, I don't know if you guys probably
We're
didn't
not
see this
sure
in the
about
notes,
that yet,
but
by the way.
I did try and hire a crew that would be less inclined to hate women and
Yeah.
minorities,
Yes.
Minorities.
semi-humans. Yeah.
Did you get a new doctor?
No, we still have Arvin. I like Arvin.
Fucking Arvin's a racist.
He
I love
is, but I like Arvin.
Arvin's not a racist, he just hates elves. So, Zook and Eldove arrive back at the ship, and they're bringing a friend.
Oh, yeah.
So they're coming up the gangplank, and behind them, they have this somewhat charred young man.
Lightly charred.
How did you have him bound? You didn't have him bound. He negotiated his way out of the binds.
Did he?
Yeah, because he had you unbind him so he could show you the runes in the sand.
Alright, yeah, sure.
And then
I think we figured we could just take him if he tries to run.
So Eldove and Zook and Fred, and this man who's unknown to you, this young Keyskin man, they're dragging this corpse of a blue dragon wormling up your gangplank.
Oh, and I have some super awesome new tribal tats.
Yeah, all around his neck. He does. He has like chains crisscrossing his neck.
I joined a frat.
You'll notice an entirely new crew, and that the ship has largely been rebranded at this point, I think.
Yeah, the ship is now called the Adric's Honor.
There's a statue of Adric making the fist at the bow instead of the Shahagan, and the sails, there's a massive fist.
Just the giant fist pump.
What
The
is-
Adric's Flumph.
The friendly agent.
Now, Tarin,
Yeah, from Adric.
Arvin and Balin and pretty much anyone else you ask advise you to not repurpose the brig. Because if you do not have a brig aboard the ship, you don't have a way to deal with unruly sailors other than to chuck them overboard.
Alright, I guess I'll put the alchemy lab like in number 18 then, where the warhorse was.
Okay?
Whoa, wait, what if we get another warhorse?
So yeah, you guys bring the prisoner up onto the ship, and Tarin and Orphan are both up there waiting for you. As well as this
A
new
horse
priest
on the
character.
ship?
Yeah, they had a warhorse. They don't have it anymore. They didn't feed it properly, then they sold it.
To be fair, we didn't have the horse. We just acquired the ship
It came
with
with
the
the
horse.
ship, yeah.
Came with the
Yeah.
ship.
It's came in the ship
Like an accessory.
No, it was like a bonus.
that we didn't want.
It's like when you get satellite radio and you buy a new car.
Okay. Yeah, no, got it. Got it.
It's exactly like that.
Except
So
it's a horse.
Tarin, your conquering heroes have returned with a dragon and this prisoner.
Oh, I mean, they're on the ship. At this point, I'm on the deck overseeing the work, I would think.
I don't
I'll
see you on
wave
the
to
deck.
them. No, I was sorry. You changed the map since the last time. My character.
Oi, Captain.
Hey, you guys look. Well, I mean, you look alive. That's always a plus. Where's
More or
that?
less.
Where's that guy you were with? The
Right here.
guard.
Oh, Khalil.
He had to go check in with his boss, I think.
Everything go okay in the tomb?
We killed the dragon.
I can see that. It's kind of awesome.
I killed it. I mean, I had the final. I stabbed it last.
I understand. You all killed a dragon. I'm proud of all of you.
And I apparently made some sort of contract with the dark god unwillingly.
What are you gonna do?
Don't say that with an earshot of the priest.
Where is the priest?
Oh, I haven't met the priest yet.
He's still working on the shrine.
Down
I
in
am
the
not
chapel.
aware that there is a priest yet.
So yeah, I've hired a priest, an alchemist who wants to go back to Dunfoss, so we'll have to head that way at some point. Got the ship's crew up.
So-
And Hespu. I don't remember if any of you guys remember him, but he signed on as a Marine.
Cool. So, by the by, remember that necromancer we tangled with?
Yeah, Gendrid.
Yeah, he's still alive and he's pissed.
Not surprised on either of those.
At the mention of
Yeah.
Gendrid, you see the prisoner look up and meet your gaze, Tarin. But he does not say anything.
I'm gonna talk directly into Zook's head here, and who's this guy?
He was one of his lackeys.
Oh, joy.
Man,
And I'll
he-
walk over, and I'll put my hand on his shoulder, and I'll just say, let's go downstairs and talk, buddy.
Well, before you can take him downstairs, I tell him he claims he can read the unreadable words.
I'll look at Orphan. Orphan, you still have the book, right?
It's in my quarters, in my footlocker.
Yeah. Let's
Do
go
you
below
want me to
deck.
fetch it?
No, let's all head under below deck. Let's go.
All
into
right,
the...
all that taken care of. I've got to go make reports. I'll see you guys later.
You do.
Are you taking
Alright.
the dragon with you?
Dragon is laying in the middle of the deck. Just plop down.
No, I'm leaving the dragon here. You guys can deal with the dragon.
Well, Orphan gave away her only bone saw, so I don't know how you guys are gonna divide this dragon now.
Yeah, we probably need to sell that thing before it gets rancid. But
Hey,
first things first.
Yeah, Eldove, if you could check on your contacts, I guess, about... I could talk to the alchemist, too, see if there's anything we can salvage.
That's a good call.
When are you gonna do that?
alright,
Are you gonna
and-
tend to the prisoner first, or are you gonna tend to the alchemist
Prisoner first.
Okay, so
Prisoner first.
the men are standing there looking at this little baby dragon laying on your deck, kind of a little bit dumbfounded.